Weather with Ashlee Baracy.
Another calm, cool start out there, but boy, we are flipping a switch as we head in the afternoon, and the heat and humidity sticking around for a while. And so here we go. 62 degrees at Metro Airport, 61 at City Airport, 60 in Pontiac, but as cool as 51 in Ann Arbor. So today's forecasted high upper 80s and likely feeling right around 90 or low 90s with the heat indice, given that it will be a little muggier this afternoon compared to where we've been the last couple of days. But what does stay the same, the sunny skies. And so we do hold on to those clearer skies, but you can see how that humidity creeps in and definitely widespread across Michigan on Thursday. In fact, not just our state, but the region, and it will stick around, all that moisture lingering all the way into next week. And so this is next Wednesday where we start to peel back that humidity a bit, especially for folks up in the UP, but we might not feel a lot of that change until we get until Friday of next week. And then we're flipping the calendar to August. So we'll be rounding out the month of July, certainly on a humid note. Tomorrow's heat risk major from lower Michigan all the way down past the Ohio River, and there will be extreme heat alerts from the Great Lakes down to the Gulf. And so the severe ones are south of St. Louis. That's an extreme heat warning that takes you through Memphis into portions of Louisiana, but we have a heat advisory that has been issued from the National Weather Service for all of southeastern Michigan tomorrow. So we, in conjunction, have a forewarned weather alert to bring you. Now, that heat advisory is from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m., but our alert encompasses obviously the triple-digit heat indices for tomorrow, but also a marginal risk for strong to severe storms. We're going to get to that part in just a second, but here are the forecasted highs compared to what it will feel like out there for your Thursday. So 94 the forecasted high, but feeling like 101. And a lot of the suburbs will feel like we are just around that 100-degree mark come tomorrow. So try to stay in air conditioning if you can, or if you don't have air conditioning, maybe it's a good day to go to the movies or go to your local library. Find a spot where you can cool down. Storm potential tomorrow. It's a marginal level 1 risk, but we do have the chance of seeing some isolated storms develop becoming severe. What does that mean? It's not a widespread event. So if you have outdoor plans, well, maybe you do want to change it because of the heat, but don't change it necessarily because of storm potential, because it's kind of hit or miss. But as far as that severe risk tomorrow, anything that does develop, those isolated storms could have wind gusts over 60 miles per hour and pack a punch with rain. I mean, we're talking about 1.5 to 2 inches of rain possible in a short amount of time, and that leads to localized flooding. Pretty broad window, 2 p.m. to midnight, but latest models pulling that in a little bit more into the evening hours, where we have the chance around 7, 8 o'clock to see that develop, and we could have more going into Thursday night. With a front that passes through Friday into the weekend, we'll hold on to storm chances Friday and Saturday, but temperatures still hovering around 90 as we go into early next week. Darnell?
Now, forewarned weather with Exact Track 4D.
And while we can, put some events on our calendar for the winter, we certainly don't want to talk about that yet.
No, but
no matter how hot it gets.
You want to still think winter, maybe you'll cool off tomorrow.
We have a big event coming up tomorrow. I've already got it on my calendar. Sweat.
Yes.
I'm going to sweat.
You'll probably start sweating today, though.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
Well, if you celebrate Christmas in July, you want some fans, one of those cool misters.
Definitely not the long beard today.
No, yeah, he can stay, at the North Pole for today and tomorrow, for that matter. High temperatures. Well, we are looking at triple-digit heat indices on Thursday, and we're going to really kind of, dissect all of that in a second here. First today, about 5 degrees warmer than that actual air temperature. That's because the humidity does start to tick upward today, but much more oppressive for your Thursday. And then even with showers and storms in the forecast, dropping temperatures a bit, it's not a big downward slide. I mean, we're still going to be in the mid to upper 80s heading into the weekend and feeling like we are in the 90s. So here is a live look at Detroit Metro Airport. We have a plane going by, sun beaming on the tower there, 62 degrees over at Metro, 60 in Pontiac, 64 in Grosse Ile, and 55 in Port Huron. Pretty calm winds to go along with it. And so as we hold on to the sunshine today, temperatures soar, upper 80s, and as mentioned, feels like temperature low 90s. And you can visually see how that humidity begins to build in, and by tomorrow, widespread across the region. And it doesn't fluctuate much. It is sticking around, folks, by next Wednesday. So not today, next Wednesday. And then we start to peel that back just a little bit. And so Wednesday, Thursday, Friday of next week, we'll get a little bit of relief, but that's taking us into a new month. So we are rounding out the month of July, certainly on a toasty note. Tomorrow's heat risk major for lower Michigan all the way down past the Ohio River. So that impacts not just our region, but we have extreme heat alerts draping from Minneapolis down to the Gulf. So a lot of folks will be dealing with the extreme heat, including us with a heat advisory that has been issued for your Thursday. So 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. all of southeastern Michigan under a heat advisory due to air temps in the 90s and heat indices in the triple digits. But we have a forewarned weather alert to go along with that because we're talking about the oppressive heat, but also storm chances. And so we'll get to that in just a second. Let's give you the comparison. Air temperatures tomorrow, low to maybe mid 90s, but it's going to be this temperature that you see right here in yellow, what it's going to feel like outside come tomorrow afternoon, the peak heat of the day. So about 100, 101. Marginal level 1 risk for severe storms for all of southeastern Michigan tomorrow. Although I don't want you to look at that and think, whoa, this is a widespread storm event. That's not the case. It'll be isolated. However, in the isolated storms that develop, we could get gusty winds over 60 miles per hour and flash flooding because some of these downpours could pack a punch. We're talking a quick 1.5 to 2 inches of rain possible, and that could bring some ponding and pooling. It's a widespread window of about 2 p.m. to midnight, but the latest model data picks this up closer to about 7, 8 o'clock, and that is mainly northwest of the city. But this could fluctuate just a little bit, and we could get another round of some scattered storms Thursday night. By Friday, we're going to have a cold front sweeping through, so that does allow for some more rain to develop across our area. And as that front becomes a bit more stationary going into your Saturday, that will lead to more development throughout the first part of the weekend. So in and out of some shower and storm chances. 7-day forecast. Well, even with the rain, we only dipped to 85, and then we're back close to 90 for early next week with that forewarned weather alert that's been issued for your Thursday.